Hello everyone, this is Aryan Thakkar, your coach and mentor, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And in this video, we are going to cover up the Act 3, Scene 4 of Macbeth, a very important scene from your examination point of view. Please remember that यहाँ से बहुत high chance है आपका एक question आने का, ठीक है? This is a very important scene. Now, what happens in Act 3, Scene 4 of Macbeth is that Lady Macbeth and Macbeth hosts a banquet in which all the lords in attendance and the nobles come and to whom they address and ask them to take their position. Sooner, first murderer enters the scene and informs about Banquo's murder, and also he adds on that Fleance has managed to escape, which allows a part of witch's prophecy to remain true. And immediately Macbeth says, "There comes my fit back." That means he is agitated at the fact that Fleance's escape indeed allows a part of the prophecy to remain true. But then Macbeth just leaves that thought of what is to be done with Fleance for the later part, and rather he goes and joins the banquet, where he sees that on his chair, Banquo's ghost is sitting. And in his outburst of emotions, he feels so paranoid at the sight of Banquo's ghost that he directly confronts to the ghost, who is invisible to the other attendants in that particular scene. And Lady Macbeth once again takes a very active role over here, where she tries to cover up for Macbeth by calling him an unmanly of a kind of a man. However, Macbeth fails to pacify or mellow him down, and soon, for the first instance, Banquo's ghost disappears. And after that, Macbeth raises a toast to cover up for his erratic behavior. And the moment he raises a toast under Banquo's name, sooner again Banquo's ghost reappears, to which he directly confronts. And despite Lady Macbeth's attempt to cover up for him, the banquet ends up on an abrupt note, and the entire ambience of the banquet is spoiled. Later on, Macbeth confides in Lady Macbeth about his deep-rooted fears, and at the same time, he is torn between, means he's thinking of two matters over here. Number one is Fleance's escape, and number two is that despite his invitation to Macduff, he does not attend the banquet, to which Macbeth suspects him of doing or planning something against him. Therefore, in the end of the scene, he decides to pay a visit to the witches tomorrow to know what is in store of his future. Okay, so let's get into the key events and important quotations and thematic expression for this particular scene. Key events number one: Banquo's death is reported by the first murderer. A murderer reports to Macbeth that Banquo has been killed, but Fleance has managed to escape. Macbeth reacts with frustration, with agitation, with irritation. At the same time, he's paranoid, where his line, "the fit," comes back again. He says, take care. He feels feverish at this information, describing his state as he feels cabined, crippled, and confined. He feels restricted. He feels crippled. Okay. Banquo's ghost appears later on in the scene. Banquo's ghost, who is only visible to Macbeth, takes Macbeth's seat at the table. Macbeth reacts with terror. He gets terrified, petrified, and addresses the ghost directly, alarming the guest, which makes the guest leave wondering that who is he confronting to. Lady Macbeth's attempt to cover up, she tries very hard to Macbeth's outburst, to cover up his outburst, dismissing it as a momentary fit. Now, the points which I am boxing up and circling up and underlining, they are important. Please incorporate it in your answer. She tries to calm Macbeth, questioning his manhood, how unmanly of a man you are, reminding him of his earlier hallucination, that is the dagger one in Act 2, which we had done in class 11. Second appearance: the moment Macbeth raises a toast under Banquo's name, the Banquo's ghost reappears, where the ghost reappears after Macbeth's attempt to restore the mood. Macbeth's renewed outburst, he again lashes out directly at the ghost, forces Lady Macbeth to end the banquet abruptly, all of a sudden, and dismiss all the guests. Macbeth's reflection on violence, he wonders that what is to be done next, where he thinks deeds bad begun shall be fueled by committing more deed. ठीक है, जो काम हमने बुरे से शुरुआत किया उसका अंत बुरा से ही करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. So he is left alone with Lady Macbeth, where Macbeth resolves, means decides, to visit the witches again for future guidance. He acknowledges that he has steeped deeply into bloodshedding and turning back is equally difficult as continuing. कि उसने इतना खून खराबा कर दिया है कि अब वापस आना भी पॉसिबल नहीं है, तो इससे बढ़िया है I'll stoop down to more bloodshedding. ठीक है. Now the key themes are guilt and madness. Banquo's ghost symbolizes Macbeth's guilt. It underscores his guilty conscience that what he has done, he did not even leave his own friend, his own peers, and at the same time Macbeth's hallucination. Now we are not very sure that whether Banquo's ghost was a hallucination or it was indeed a supernatural element which is being played from a higher hierarchy. Okay? But this hallucination of Macbeth, means in the form of Banquo's ghost, is indeed a manifestation. It's indeed a manifestation of Macbeth's fears. Okay? It's a manifestation of his fear. So his hallucination highlights his deteriorating mental state, means decreasing mental state, and echoing Lady Macbeth's earlier observation that what's done is done. Paranoia and control. Macbeth's fear of Fleance's escape mirrors his growing paranoia. He's paranoid at the thought that a part of witch's prophecy still remains intact and he fears losing his power. At the same time, he is obsessed to maintain his kingly position by further descending into more tyranny and violence. There is a role of supernaturalism over here. Banquo's ghost symbolizes the element of supernaturalism. The ghost presence reinforces plays supernatural elements. At the same time, reappearance of witches in Macbeth's plan underscores his reliance onto the dark forces. That witches से वो help लेके आगे पता लगाएगा कि क्या है उसके किस्मत में. Public versus private persona, where the banquet scene juxtaposes, means contrast Macbeth's outward display of kingship with his private unraveling. That means outwardly he's looking very cheerful to his guests, but inwardly he's planning of more and more murders. At the same time, Lady Macbeth struggles to maintain their public image. She fails. Her attempt to cover up for her husband is futile, is useless, while Macbeth's guilt threatens to expose their crime. Violence begets violence, very important. Means Macbeth has started his deed with violence by murdering Duncan, by committing regicide. At the same time, he'll further end it on a violent note. Macbeth's reflection, blood will have blood, suggests his recognition that his violent actions will lead to more bloodshedding and retribution. Character development, Macbeth's growing instability is evident in his reaction to Banquo's ghost. He's become unstable as a character. His decision to revisit the witches implies his further descent into tyranny. He's become more and more murderous, more and more Machiavellian, more and more sinister in his action. At the same time, Lady Macbeth continues to play the role of stabilizing the force. She plays the role of an honorable wife, a loyal wife, trying to control the situation, but her frustration with Macbeth's inability to contain his emotions suggests the cracks in their relationship and composure. Okay, that drifting relationship is highlighted here again. At the same time, Banquo's ghost symbolize that even though the ghost is silent, he does not speak anything with Macbeth, it still represents Macbeth's guilt. It has come to the scene for Macbeth to realize that what he has done to maintain his power, and it also serves as a reminder for the consequences of his unchecked ambition, that Macbeth's doom is impending, जो उसने किया है इसके बाद. Its presence disrupts, means destroys the banquet, symbolizing the disruption of order in Macbeth's rule. That means political situation has disrupted, political instability has begun in Scotland. ठीक है? And this scene also marks that under Macbeth's rule, his power, his position will start to cripple, will start to crumble. ठीक है? Important quotations. Macbeth, there grown the serpent lies, the worm that fled hath nature that in time will venom breed. Macbeth sees Fleance as a dormant threat, as a potential threat who will grow to challenge his power later on. However, Shakespeare had a habit of forgetting everything, so Fleance is never featured after this. ठीक है? Macbeth to the ghost, thou canst not say I did it, never shake thy gory locks at me. So he confronts the ghost directly by saying that his inability to suppress his conscience, Macbeth is unable to hold his paranoia and he just lashes out and bursts out at Banquo's ghost. Lady Macbeth's quotation speech is important here. This is the very painting of your fear where she says that it is just like that dagger hallucination you had spoken of in Act 2 we have studied. So Lady Macbeth dismisses Macbeth's vision as irrational, echoing her earlier skepticism that she is doubtful of her husband's hallucination. Macbeth's, again, I am in blood, stepped in so far that should I wade no more, returning were as tedious to go over. This line captures Macbeth's acknowledgement that he has deeply descended into bloodshedding and it's not possible for him to turn back. Therefore, he would progress further by committing more murders. That aligns with the murder scene of Lady Macduff and his family, Macduff's family. ठीक है? Macbeth's decision to see the witches, for mine own good all causes shall give away. So his decision to consult the witches marks his complete surrender to ambition. He can stretch beyond any extent to maintain his kingly position and his preservation of power. Dramatic techniques. What is symbolic? Banquo's ghost is symbolic over here, where Banquo's ghost symbolizes Macbeth's guilt and inescapable consequences, that is his impending doom, his ultimate end, Macbeth's ultimate perish. Uses of stagecraft. The ghost appearance in Macbeth's seat underscores the disruption, destruction, destroying of natural order and usurpation of the throne. That means Macbeth indeed has to come down off the throne. His power has started to loosen. ठीक है? There is a dramatic irony. Macbeth toasts Banquo's absence, means he raises a toast, he cheers for Banquo's absence, but again it reiterates to the theme of deception, where outwardly he's showing something else, but inwardly he has a different plan towards Banquo and his son. So he raises a toast to Banquo's absence, unaware that Banquo's ghost is already present, creating a dramatic irony over there. And there is a contrast, there is a sharp juxtaposition, that is a sharp contrast of the joyous banquet that starts on a happy note, and Macbeth thinks that he indeed has taken control and charge of everything, but later on it is contrasted, it is spoiled by Macbeth's outburst, that is his rage of emotions. ठीक है? And this highlights a sharp contrast between the appearance versus reality. So I hope you have understood this scene, and if you like my content, then please do like, share, subscribe and share it with your friends, and keep preparing for your examination. Bye-bye.